Alright, I'm going to show you how we do headlight restoral. A lot of people ask me how I do it because they like the way that the work comes out. So first step is just to clean. Take any cleaner. I like invisible glass. If you like Windex, whatever, but if you're just getting the bugs off, you can use alcohol or anything like that. And that's your first step, just to get them clean. Once they're clean, you're going to tape off all the paint. So I'm going to put tape anywhere around that I don't want to sand, because we are going to be using sanding paper. We are going to be sanding. We don't want to sand the paint, so make sure that you tape that off and protect it. Alright, so once you've gotten the headlights clean, you've got them taped off, you got to sand them. The first step will be, I'm going to use on these, they're not as bad as most. I'm going to start with 600 grit, side to side. After your 600 grit, we'll get to step 2, and I'll show you that in just a second. Thank you, buddy. And I'll show you the next step here in just a second. But that first one, like I said, side to side. They're not gonna, and you're gonna look worse before they look better every time, okay? So I'm gonna take 4 or 5 sets of this 600 grit, and I'm just getting all of that old clear coat off. Sun damaged, UV damaged clear coat, it's gonna come off. So I want to keep on me. I'll drop it. The rag, of course, to keep it clean. I'm trying to keep everything off the vehicle. This, you're gonna keep a water bottle. That'll be for the second step. So that's what I keep for that. It's not actually soapy water in there. You want plain water. Sandpaper is gonna end up getting a lot of that residue in there. So I'll knock it off on a dry rag, and I can continue using this piece for now. Alright, so once that 600 grit is done, side to side, like I said, you can see you got a lot of residue left. Take that water, drop the Mountain Dew off there, take some water, spray it on there, just kind of wipe it off, get that residue off, get that out of the way. And this has already been replaced, but I will be putting a protectant on this side at the end. You'll see that. So, like I said, it's going to look worse before it looks better. So keep that in mind. Once it's clean, now we're going to do what's probably one of the more important steps. The second step of sanding is with a little bit lighter grit, 1000 grit. Okay, this will be damp sanding, not wet sanding. I'm not going to soak the whole headlight to sand it. All I'm doing is getting the sandpaper wet. One quick spray across the headlight, so I'm not soaking it. The last step will be a wet sand. This one is not. You're going to do the opposite. You went side to side first. We're going up and down next. Taking off those 600 grit sand marks with 1000 grit. So, again, I'm soaking that sandpaper. Put 1 squirt on the headlight, and it's up and down. Okay. You can start at the end of this step and start to see a little bit of clarity. It won't be clear yet. It won't be done. We still have several steps to go, but you'll be starting to get clear. Especially when you get it wet on the 3rd step, you should start to see a lot of clarity. But this one's the most important because this is where you're going to get the most clarity out of it. Okay, so make sure you take your time, do the 2nd step well on the damp sand, and you're going to have a great product in the end. So this is at the end. This is at the end of step 2, which is the north-south motion with 1000 grit. Again, like I said, it's not going to look great until I'm done. But the next step will be an east-west, side-to-side motion using 1500 and then 2000 grit to finish it off. After that, I'm going to break out the dual action polisher to show you how we really finish it off. And one thing to add about this 3rd step, soak the entire headlight in water, including the sandpaper. And I'm out of 1500 grit with my round, so going back to the rectangle, smaller ones here. And again, it is side to side motion, taking out those north and south motion 1000 grit marks. When I'm done, should see a lot more clarity here. Starting to be able to see a headlight in there. Let me see. Should take about an hour to an hour and a half to do all of this. But now you're starting to see a little bit of clarity. Alright, moving on to the last 2 steps. And the last step is the one that most people don't have the tools for. Dual action polisher compound. Using a heavy compound from Chemical Guys, their V32, and the heaviest cutting pad that Chemical Guys makes, along with the Torque X dual action. While I'm here, just wanted to give a shout out to Adams Heating and Cooling. Thanks for having us out here today. If you're in the Tuscaloosa area, give them a shout out if you've got anything that's going on with your heating or cooling system. They'll be able to take care of you. So, you can see what we're looking at right here. Doesn't look like much. When I get done with this step, you start to see where the full clarity comes in. Alright, after that first step to the dual action, wipe it with a microfiber. You start to see close to a final product. I'm going to hit it with that V32 one more time. Then I'm going to step down on the grade of how much cut that we're doing. It'll be with the V36 and finally with the V38. And then the last step is going to be a clear coat. The clear coat that I use, the best one that I've found, it's made by Meguiar's. I've also got another clip that's I'll try to link into this video at the end to where you can see the difference in what I use Meguiar's versus Chemical Guys. I do like the Meguiar's for the final product. After the last step, with your polisher, you take the microfiber. If I was doing paint, this would never touch anywhere that's not clean, but headlights is not as critical. So you're going to get all of the product off that you can. Once you've done that, last step, for your clear coat, is alcohol. You want any of the compound, any of the polish, anything else that's left on there for your clear coat to be gone. I'm just going to rub it down real quick. Get all of that off of there. I'm going to let this side dry. I'm going to show you the other side sprayed with clear coat and finished. Just a second. Let that one dry. This one has been compounded, polished, the sanding is done, ready for clear coat. Light, medium heavy on this set. Hey buddy, I know. And I'm gonna hit one more time. One more coat with Meguiar's headlight coating, and that will be done, and you'll see your finished product. And that is your finished product. Clear headlights, see at night. If you're in the Tuscaloosa area, hit me up. I'm glad to knock them out for you. Base price is $40 depending on your headlights. Most time if you go buy a kit, it's going to be $25, then you have to do it. Or I can come to you, knock it out, and get you seeing better at night without having to replace your bulbs. Give me a shout. cr-fitness@hotmail.com, or you can hit me up on Instagram, Crutchfield_clan, and we'll be glad to set you up a time.